everyone. Thank you for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. So we will practice together for 30 minutes. And just a reminder to listen to your body. If any of these stretches do not work for you, you can always skip them, come on out and modify. So things that you'll need for your practice today is you'll just want to have a chair. So if you have a chair that's at your desk, that's wonderful. And you would just want to put the wheels in the lock position if that's an option. And if you have a chair that doesn't have arms, like a folding chair or a chair similar to the one that I have, that's great as well. So as we start today, let's come into a comfortable seated position. So you may want to scoot towards the edge of your seat. And that will just help you to elongate your spine and also to engage your core. And today we will work with a full body flow and stretch, which will be wonderful. And the thing that I love the most about this class is that the stretches that we will do today, you can easily incorporate them into your workday if you're feeling a little bit of fatigue in the body, or muscles are a little sore, things like that. So you can easily do these for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever amount of time that you have, you can easily weave these into your workday. So as we start today, let's take a moment to close the eyes, and we'll just give ourselves this time to come into a little bit of a centering, to drop into our body and to drop into our breath. And as we center here, just simply feeling the feet grounded and planted on the floor. And then just feeling that your knees are in line with your heels. Feel your knees in line with your hips. And feel that the shoulders are over the hips. We just don't want to be leaning forward or back too much. Create this sensation of engaging the core. So you want to lengthen through the spine. Try to lengthen the back of the neck. Try to reach and stretch through the crown of the head. And then begin to drop in and connect to the rise and the fall of your breath. Lengthening as you inhale and lengthening as you exhale. Maybe just watching the breath gently flowing in and out through the nose. So breathing through the nose is very calming and relaxing for the body and the mind. As we start, if you'd like to move with an intention, you can do that. And intention is a goal or a desire that you may have, and it could be anything. It might be that you want to relax a little bit. It could be that you want to release a bit of tension that you're holding onto in your body. So let's begin by taking our hands up and overhead. Reach for opposite elbows here. Let the arms frame your ears, and let's take a gentle shift to the left and to the right. And really trying to lengthen your spine as you do these. So each time try to reach up and reach out of the waist a little bit more. Take a moment to pause, release yourself off towards the right a little bit. And just feeling those left ribs expanding. So breathe so deeply that you could create a bit of space in between the ribs. Bring yourself back onto the center. Let's lengthen here. We're going to release off towards the right. Or release your ribs to the right and release your arms to the left. And try to feel very grounded through both of your sitting bones. Let's bring ourselves back onto the center. We're going to release our hands into the heart space as you exhale. Now working with a variation of a cat and a dog stretch. For this one, let's begin to round our back. We'll try to take our chin to our chest, and then we're going to send our fingertips out in front. So you're gonna reach and stretch your fingertips out in front. And then when you're ready to open up, we're gonna create a bit of a back bend. So we're gonna draw our chest forward, and then you're just gonna float those arms out. Good. Let's take our chin to our chest. We're gonna bring those palms together and then press your fingertips forward, round your back. Heart floats forward and shoulders relax. Let's open those hands up. Great. Now let's just work with our breath here. So we're just gonna flow to the rise and flow to the fall of the breath. Lengthen as you inhale. Lengthen as you exhale. As you inhale, let your shoulders relax from your ears. We will create that space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And on the exhale, round your back. Imagine creating space between the shoulder blades. Let's bring our hands to the sky, full breath in here. We're gonna take a twist to the right, but on our twist, let's release the hands out into a T position in line with our shoulders. So you're just gonna feel one hand reaching forward and feel one hand reaching back. With your in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On your out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Hands to the sky, nice full breath in here. Let's twist to the left, arms will sweep out into that T position. Try to gaze off your left shoulder and just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into your twist. Back on through, let's take a realignment here, hands to the sky and hands at your heart as you exhale. So let's work a little bit with our neck. We'll take our chin into our chest, lengthen the back of your neck, and do a little wiggle of the head to the right and the left here. So we're just gonna keep our chin to our chest, where we're just gonna wiggle and shake this one out. Good, now let's drop our head back. We're gonna take our gaze to the sky and wiggle to the right and wiggle to the left. Good, let's bring ourselves back to neutral. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. And we're gonna do a little bit of a shift here as well. So you can just shift to the right or left, or maybe do a little shift up and down. We're just gonna try to create a little bit more mobility in our neck, working with all of these different muscles. Let's take ourselves back to center, left to left. Breathing here, and then just a little bit of those micro movements just to warm the muscles up a little bit more. Good, let's bring ourselves back to neutral. We're gonna realign here and imagining that there was a clock in front of you that you wanted to run your nose to the numbers of the clock. So let's begin to rotate the head in this direction. And reverse, we'll flow in the other direction. And back on through into stillness. Let's float our hands to the sky. Take your hands in line with your shoulders. Right hand reaches and stretches up. Create a little slack on the left side. Float yourself back to neutral. Left hand rises, right hand relaxes, and side to side here. So each time as you do this, really try to reach and stretch up and out of the waist. So really lengthen here through the sides of your body. Try to reach and stretch up from your shoulders. Good. Let's float ourselves back to neutral. We're going to float those hands down towards the ground. And shoulder shrugs here. Take your shoulders to the ears. Tense, tense, tense. And relax your shoulders down. Shoulders come up. Create that tension. And let it go. And move with the breath here. Good. Let's take ourselves back to stillness, and we're just going to circle out our shoulders. So maybe find large circles or finding some smaller circles here. Great. Let's come on up. We're going to try some standing poses. And as we come on up to stand, let's use the back of our chair. So we're just going to use the tallest part of our chair. And as we start here, let's try with the warrior 3 pose. So you can bring your hands onto the top of your chair. And then we're going to begin to send that right leg back. So we're going to work with our balancing warrior pose here. So on this one, you will just want to find one spot to focus your concentration, to focus your awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eye shift at all. Let's bring that right foot to meet the left foot. Left foot floats back when you're ready. Feel really grounded through all the parts of your right foot. So we'll press through the inside, through the outside. And notice your body's natural tendency, noticing if you tend to roll to the inside or rolling to the outside of your foot. We can float our left foot to meet our right foot. Let's come on up to stand. Let's try out a shoulder roll here. Take the shoulders up, back, and down. Floating your hands onto the top of your chair. Let's try out a variation of a downward facing dog / a forward fold. So we are going to walk ourselves out in this one. You can take the weight back into your heels. Let your toes be a little bit lighter here. And then simply feel yourself moving and stretching in opposite directions. So we just want to feel our hands reaching forward. We want to feel our sitting bones reaching and stretching back. Good. Let's begin to release. To come on up, you can walk into the chair. Let's find our way back on through to a standing pose. Draw your shoulders up, take them back, and relax them down. Let's try out a back bend. So for this back bend, we're going to take our back to the back of the chair. You're going to grab right onto the top of the chair. And the nice thing with this one is you can modify it. So if it's feeling a little too much of a back bend, you can come on out. And if you wanted to make it more intense, you can always walk out a little bit more. So to make it a little bit deeper, you can walk your feet away from the chair. And we are going to begin to press those hips forward. You can gaze on the front of your body. Maybe you take your gaze up to the sky. And then maybe walk it out a little bit more. Maybe bring yourself back into the chair. So just know that there's no right, there's no wrong, whatever feels right in your own body. But in every pose, we want to make sure we're breathing, and especially in back bends. Sometimes back bends, we just automatically go to hold our breath. So try to breathe in and try to breathe out as deeply and fully as you can. Let's begin to release that one. We can walk ourselves into our chair. We're going to find a neutral spine here. Relaxing your hands down. Let's bring our shoulders up. We'll take them back and relax them down. Take your hands up and overhead. Right hand reaches for your left wrist. You're just going to grab onto the wrist here. Let's take our left foot to the right, and we are going to move into a nice side stretch here. Lengthen and release to the right. Feel your left hip pressing off to the left, and just let that move you a little deeper into the side stretch. Let's come back onto the center. We'll realign here. Change up the grip in the hands. Let's lengthen, and we can release off towards the left. Try to feel really grounded in your feet. Press through the inside, press through the outside of each foot. And release. We're going to float ourselves back to center, and then we'll try that stretch on the other side. Hands to the sky, breathe in. Let's take that left hand for the right wrist, and then we'll take our right foot to the left this time. Full breath here to lengthen. Let's bring those hands to the left. And almost feel that that left hand could pull your right hand to the left side of the room. So just drawing you a bit deeper here. Back onto the center. Change up the grip in the hands. Lengthen and release to the right. Try to press evenly through both of your feet. Let's take ourselves back to center. We're going to release the hands. We'll do a reset on our feet. Let's try out a yoga mudra behind the body. So for this one, either fingers can interlock, palms can touch, and you can also square off the wrists as well if the palms won't come together. Maybe imagine squeezing a pencil between the shoulder blades. Bring your feet in line with your hips. Let's come into chair pose from here. We'll come into Utkatasana. So having a nice deep bend in your knees. Send your weight back into your heels. Let your toes be a little bit lighter here. And almost a sensation like your toes could lift off of the mat. Let's come on down into a fold on the exhale, holding onto that yoga mudra with the hands. This brings us into a devotional forward fold. Your arms can run along your back, and you can also release your arms away from your back body as well. Try to relax the fronts of your shoulders. And just notice if that helps you move a little deeper into the shoulder stretch. Hands can come to your low back. Relax your hands down to the ground. And let's flow on up through the spine. We're going to come on up one vertebrae at a time. Bring your shoulders up, back, and down. Good. Let's grab onto our chair, and we're going to use the seat of our chair. We'll try a couple stretches doing that. So for this one, let's try out, it's a variation of a standing splits pose on our forearms. It's a little like a dolphin variation. So you're going to come down onto your forearms. You can reach for the back of your chair. And then when you're ready, you can bring your right leg up to the sky. And maybe look at the wall that's behind you. Take your gaze to the ceiling up behind your body. A lot of times as you relax your gaze like that, it can just help you move a little deeper into that leg stretch. We are going to try out crunches here. Take your knee into your nose on your exhale. Let's do a round. We'll take a crunch. Float your leg up and take it back. Exhale, round. Up and back. Let's go 3 more times here with the breath. Good. Let's take that right foot down to meet our left foot, and then left leg rises when you're ready. Holding it here for a moment. Maybe try to relax your head as best as you can. Try to let go of any tension through the muscles in the head and the neck. Knee into nose on exhale. Let's round and crunch. Float your leg up and back. Exhale, round. Up and back. Let's go 3 more times here with the breath. and release. Let's float the foot down. We can lower ourselves down onto our hands. Roll on up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And then as you come on up to stand, let's take our shoulders up, back, and down. Taking your hands up to the sky, breathe in deeply here. Fold yourself down as you exhale. Let's try out a twist. So for this twist, take a deep bend in your right knee, plant the right hand down, take your left hand to the sky as you exhale. So this is going to give us a really nice twist, and we'll also get a nice IT band stretch here as well. So we're just going to breathe into the stretch for the outer part of the leg. Keep your legs just how they are. We're going to change up the hands here. So left hand lowers, and then take that right hand to the sky as you exhale. Breathing, lengthening. So this one is a closed twist. So this one might be a little bit more challenging to come into. So try to breathe into it as best as you can. And release. Float yourself back to neutral. Left knee bends. Left hand plants. Let's take that right hand to the sky. So open twist into that nice IT band stretch. Try to feel your shoulders stack and open. Shoulders in line, wrists in line, and one long line, fingertips to fingertips. Let's float the hand down. Keep your legs exactly how they are, and left leg or left hand rises when you're ready. Take a nice full breath in, and take a nice deep full breath out. Good, and release. We're gonna float that hand down. We'll reset down into a forward fold and shake it out in your forward fold. So bend one knee, bend the other knee. Relax your head yes, and relax your head no. As you find stillness here, hands to the right. Let's land in a little side stretch. Try to feel grounded evenly through both of your feet, inside and outside of each foot. Come back up through to center. We're going to take our hands to the other side, reaching and stretching from the waist, lengthen the side body, the arm, and the fingertips. Let's float ourselves back on through to center. Lower your stomach down, lift up through your heart, and tailbone will lower and crown of the head will lower. Let's lower it down the stomach, lift up through the heart. Rounding up the spine. This time, let's bring it on up to stand. Take a nice deep full breath in as you rise on up. And hands at the heart space as you exhale. Great. Let's try out a triangle stretch using the chair. So for triangle, we're going to take our right foot in, and you may want to be fairly close to the chair. So maybe there's just going to be a few inches between your leg and the chair. So we have our left foot forward to start, and let's have that right foot back. And have your left heel in line with your arch of your right foot. And you're going to take your arms out into a T position. We are going to take our hips back. We're going to take our hands and reach and stretch them forward. It's a little kind of a dramatic movement. I almost imagine I'm reaching over a counter, an island counter in a kitchen. So we want to reach and stretch. And then once you can't reach any further, let's bring our hand down onto our chair. And we're going to take our right hand up towards the sky. So let's try to imagine that our body is in one straight line. So we want to feel our body stacking and opening here. Feel your shoulders in line, feel your wrists in line, and one long line, fingertips to fingertips. So you can hold on to this one. If you wanted to give yourself a little bit more challenge, you could try a variation of a balancing half moon pose. So for this one, you may have to pull that left foot away from the chair a tad, and then you're going to bring your weight into that left hand and into your left foot, and you could try to lift your right leg up, and you could try to balance here for a minute. You could flex your foot, so we really want to activate that right leg. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's come up to standing pose. So you can just release your body into that triangle position. So you can just take your right foot back Give yourself a moment here, relax the arms, and we'll try that on the other side. So you can just float your right foot forward, and we'll just give this one a go on the other side. So let's take our opposite foot back this time. And we are going to have our left foot forward, right foot back. Arms are out into our T position. Let's bring our hips back. Hands can reach and stretch forward. And we're gonna lower. And I think I may have mixed up the cueing of the sides of the body. So just make sure you're doing this on the other side, the side that you haven't done yet. And we are going to feel our shoulders stacking and opening here. Try to feel your shoulders in line, wrists in line. One long line, fingertips to fingertips. Now, staying here, if you wanted to challenge yourself, that leg that's in the front, we can pull that away a little bit. Maybe bring weight into the front foot and that front hand. Maybe lift up your back foot so that your back foot is in line with your hip. And then your back foot, you can flex it. So we really want to activate that foot. And we want to try to create a little sensation of rolling this top hip open so that our shoulders are stacking and then also that our hips are stacking as well. And we're going to come on out and try to come out nice and slow. So we'll come back to that little setup for our triangle stretch. Good. And let's release it. We can float our feet together. Bring your hands onto your shoulders. Let's take our elbows up, take them back, relax them down. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Breathe in and out. Fantastic. Let's come on down to a comfortable seated position so we can start out just how we began our time together. Let's bring ourselves to the edge of our seat to elongate our spine. Hands can float onto the legs. And take a moment here to close the eyes. As you breathe here, just simply feel your breath flowing in and flowing out through your nose. Maybe gently trace your breath. Watch your breath flow down to your stomach. As you exhale, feeling this release from your stomach, ribs, chest, throat, and nose. And then watching the breath come in, nose, throat, chest, ribs, stomach. And then just gently feeling the breath flowing in and flowing out. Take this time just to observe and notice how you feel in the moment. Feeling your mind relaxed, calm, at ease. Feeling your body aligned and balanced. Tension that you came to class with, just feeling how that has released with breath and movement. And taking a moment to open the eyes. Thank you so much for joining today. It's great to be here with you. I hope everyone's feeling a little bit more relaxed. Feel like the body's a little bit more open now. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you next class. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.